This is Sound Off 60, Southwest Louisiana's premier sports talk television show. Sound Off 60 is presented by Tarver Ford in Sulphur. Give us a chance to earn your business. And by Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at L'Auberge Casino Resort. Here are the boys, Rick, Scooter, and Kevin.
Welcome, ladies and gents. Welcome back to Jack Daniel's at L'Auberge Casino for 60 minutes of what we call Sound Off 60 right here. Mr. Guidry on the far end, Hans in the middle, and Rick Serro here for the next hour. A lot to talk about.
Yes, we do.
NFL Combine we want to get into, some LSU talk, some baseball, some basketball, and auto racing.
Yes.
The Super Bowl of racing,
Yes.
Daytona 500.
Yes.
Your
Yes.
girl, Danica
Yes.
Patrick, did well but didn't win.
Yeah.
Let's talk local right off the bat, guys. We got history. We talked about it last week in preparation for the game over the weekend in New Orleans. The St. Louis State soccer team wins their 4th straight Division II state championship,
That's
10th
big time.
overall for the school. You
That's big
labeled
time.
it, if they get to 4 in a row, it will truly be a dynasty.
Well, wouldn't you say it even at 3? I mean,
I would say at 3 it's a dynasty.
3 you're doing pretty good,
We
right?
use the Bill Belichick rule. We win 3 out of 5, it's a dynasty. I don't know if we're going to rename it the Nick Saban rule. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll check on
when
that.
you win 4, it's not a matter of just getting a group of hot young guys and following them through.
Yeah.
This is turning over year
Yeah.
after year after year.
It
with
is.
the same
It is.
results.
And before we go any further, Saints athletic director and the soccer coach, Jason
Yes.
Ortling, will be on the show in the second half hour. Is he bringing the hardware?
Yes, he is.
He's bringing the state
Yes, he is.
championship trophy. It's kind of a yearly thing we do here because
Yeah.
we win it every year.
It becomes an annual event.
It is. It is.
So
But
we'll
yes,
talk
he's bringing
about the
hardware
success of this soccer program, the success of soccer at St. Louis, and where do they go from
And that,
here?
Rick, just saying that in itself, when you look at kids, back, I guess when I was playing, soccer was unheard of. You didn't do it, what was it? But now, that's starting to become the in sport. I mean, it's never going to take over football, baseball, but that's, in some schools, that's becoming the in sport.
It's the world's game,
Yeah.
Kevin.
Yeah, that's
It's
taking over.
global.
I mean, you hear it
Yeah.
more now of it than we've ever heard of soccer before, and it's starting at a very young age. And when you've got little athletes like this that's coming out of high school, I'm blown away, man.
Well, you got St. Louis with this soccer regime over there. You've got Glenn Caccini in baseball. Now, the Bar Bucks in baseball at that level, Class 5A, they don't win it every year.
No,
they
they
have
don't.
won back-to-back.
Yeah.
They've
But they
skipped
compete.
some years,
But they
but they
compete.
always
We can
seem to
definitely
be in
say
the hunt.
compete.
So this area does have, obviously, those two sports
Yeah.
are dominating at their different levels.
They are.
We're not seeing that kind of domination in football because it's tougher. We're
It
not
is.
seeing that kind of domination in high school on basketball because it's tougher.
Yeah.
Why? I guess
What do
we
you
can
mean it's
debate
tougher?
that.
Well, but you know what?
Well,
I think
well,
the reason
they're
why.
more-
But
more
I think-
mainstream sports, I guess.
We'll call it that. We'll
I
call
think,
it.
and guys, you know what? And I was talking to some guys that actually play
Thought you were
soccer.
saying soccer
And-
players weren't tough.
No.
Yeah.
It's just more difficult to do
Just
that.
making sure that everybody knew.
I appreciate
you
that.
said
No,
that
no.
and
I
not me.
appreciate that.
But I was talking to
Go
some
ahead.
guys that actually play soccer.
I was
at
just
St.
thinking.
Louis.
I appreciate your
One of the
inclusion.
things that I think to where it's gotten to where at this point to where soccer has almost become a year-round sport. If you know what I mean when I say that, Rick. You can see where kids can practice year-round to where when it comes to that time for when it's that sport.
What do they practice?
I
That's
don't
my
know.
question.
Playing against one
We'll
another.
ask Jason
playing
Ortling.
playing in different leagues. Well, it's just like, it's almost like track, Scooter. You have summer leagues and track.
Well, you got
that
ball
kids run
handling.
year-round.
You gotta handle a ball.
It's a lot of different things you
They
can
call
do.
it
with-
dribbling.
They
down
can't
the
handle
field.
it.
No, they
They
call
got
it dribbling
footing.
down the field.
But it's not.
Direct
It's
call it
not.
dribbling.
It's
But
not
if
as
they
if.
handle it, isn't that a penalty?
That is a penalty.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's not as if you was saying football to where you can't compete year-round because you don't have enough people, bodies, whatever, to do that. You can do 7-on-7 maybe, those type things. But when you can actually play other sports against other teams throughout the year,
Oh, I don't know.
That lends-
I don't drag this on. We'll talk to Jason about it. But those guys, they got a lot of skills they can do individually. I mean,
Yeah,
bouncing the
yeah,
ball on their
they
leg,
do.
head,
But I think
shooting goal. I think a lot
just
you can do
just
on your
the
own.
competitiveness of being able to play against somebody almost on a weekly
Oh, yeah.
basis.
Oh, you're going to get a lot better.
I
All
think
right.
that makes a difference.
On the prep high school basketball scene, not a big shock that Washington Marion bowed out. They were a good 6 seed.
Yeah.
They lose to Estruma. It is tougher. It is tougher. Don't steer me wrong here, but I don't want to open up that Pandora's box of private and public. In certain levels of football, you've got to admit it is tougher to when you don't have that feeder system, if you will, vis-a-vis John Curtis, to win consistently on the football level, because there's such parity in the talent in schools. And I think that's true in basketball, too. Is there a dominant basketball program in the state of Louisiana on any level? Other than maybe Lackaschene and the girls and boys like that?
It moves around a little bit.
Maybe so, more so maybe in the smaller classes. But it seems to me like it's kind of a moving target.
It is.
There'll be one team that is it for 3 or 4 years, and then another one.
Peabody and Alexandria always seems to beat Washington. They're very good, but how many state titles have they won? They've won a few, but I'm saying they haven't strung a lot together. You know, and then you have Helen Cox down in New Orleans. They seem to always have a power. They had that big kid that went to Georgetown, I believe. So they've got some power.
And you know what, Rick? When you find schools that are like that, I guess it's almost on the college level too. When you find kids that want to go to your school because you become a winning tradition, and kids want to be around that. You know, it's funny to say they had something on ESPN the other day, to where you know you're a heck of a coach when you've got high school kids calling you as a college coach to say, Coach, I really would like to come and play for you. I'm not going to call a guy name because he plays us every year, but it's like, you got to be doing something right here. You got top-notch athletes calling you saying, Coach, I really would like to come and play for you this year. Hopefully after tonight, we'll still have a Lake area representative in the high school girls side of the tournament. The Sulphur Lady Tours are taking on Ouachita tonight.
Long shot.
Pardon?
Come on, Scooter.
Long shot.
Okay, well,
that's what we hope. Sulphur's going to win.
We hope.
Sulphur's going to win.
He's going to pick it right there. So next week we'll have word on we'll have word on that next week.
I'm just the realist here.
All right, thank you. Speaking of long shots, let's talk a little Oscars last night. You know, last week we didn't do that. We didn't preview
and normally we do
what movies we're going to win, because you and I are big movies guys. I don't know. You're just not.
I like movies, okay, but I don't like award shows. So no, I didn't.
Well,
watch
I'm not going to say I watched it.
They can be damaging to a degree.
Well, look, this is the Academy
You know
Awards.
what I mean? Apparently you didn't see it.
I didn't watch any of it. No.
Well, the young lady, the beautiful young lady, Rick, what's her name? She stumbled and fell.
Oh, Jennifer Lawrence. I saw that movie over the weekend.
She stumbled and fell, man.
Well, I don't know. Stumbled. She just
whatever.
It's kind of took a. She didn't tumble.
You're supposed to be graceful. You're supposed to be, hi there. And she like,
all liquored up, I guess.
No. Speaking of liquored up, no. You got to go online. You got to go online. Look,
no, I'm
in and out of this
She's a beautiful
show.
girl, man.
Oh, she's beautiful. You got to see Silver Linings. It's called Silver Linings Playbook. It's a great movie, great cast. A little depressing on the front side because it's about kind of psychotic, crazy people. But great acting and the moves. Check her out. If you think she can stumble, watch her dance moves.
I know.
Anyway,
I know.
The Vampire Girl. What was the name? What's the name of that series of movies? The Vampires.
Rick,
and they're real popular with the younger set.
Young Blood, I don't know.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, God, you're 20 years ago. Help me out. What is it?
Twilight. Yeah.
Her name is Kristen something. She was a presenter. I'm telling you, go online. The girl said 2 words at the podium, and she looked zoned out.
Are you serious?
I'm talking about,
must have been a good night for her then.
A good tall top of cold Jack Daniels lemonade, if you know what I mean. But I mean, looking at her, I said, holy moly, she is out.
And also, I can't think of the movie, but they had last night, and you know, hats off to the little young.
I wish I'd watched.
African American little girl was the youngest ever.
No, I don't.
From Louisiana.
From Louisiana.
I don't know her name.
I can't think of her name.
I don't know her name,
but
but
hats off to her, man.
Britney Spears.
No. Thank you for that. Thank you for that help. 9 years old, the youngest ever to be nominated for Best Actress.
That's pretty strong.
In the Academy, and she's from Louisiana.
She's from Louisiana.
The movie is
it was
Southern Beast of the Southern Wild.
Yes.
Supposedly a great movie.
It was.
Anyway,
It
it would be great if they'd have an award show for all the reality shows. Get Boo Boo.
They wouldn't
have
enough time.
And the Swamp People. And the Duck Dynasty.
See, I know where you're going.
I think you're on something.
See, I know where you're going. I know where you're going.
You're an accomplished writer. I think you need to get in the forefront of that, write a good script, put together a pilot proposal, and you're on your way to Hollywood.
Can you imagine them coming up and
imagine all those idiots?
Listen to what he just said. You don't know anything about Argo, about Lincoln, about all these great movies.
Lincoln was good.
But you can cite
Lincoln was good.
Boo Boo, what's her name? You did it.
He did.
But you know her name.
Honey Boo Boo.
Honey Boo Boo. And the Swamp Dudes and the Gator Boys.
I've seen the Swamp Guys, but I've never seen Duck Dynasty.
But I'm gonna tell
But
you.
I saw the Duck Dynasty cast was very front and center that week leading up to the Super Bowl when I was down in New Orleans.
Really?
Yeah, they were hanging off the balconies.
Really?
And people were waving at them, and they were throwing beads.
It became their best
But
buds.
Rick, what? Before we go to break, the one that really just bumped me, and maybe you can help me.
I've never seen it.
What was it? Life of Pi?
Life of Pi.
That, what?
Yeah.
You talking about a guy
Tiger on a boat.
Tiger on a boat for 2 hours?
I heard, I know, just 10
Rick,
seconds.
you gotta be kidding
I heard
me.
a great impersonation.
You gotta be kidding me,
I heard a
Rick.
great impersonation
No way, Rick.
of Frank Caliendo doing Charles Barkley.
No
I
way,
can't
Rick.
even do Charles Barkley.
Are you serious?
But imagine Charles Barkley doing this, and Caliendo's impression was something, and I'm not doing it justice, but
yeah.
It's a tiger in a boat, knuckleheads. It really is I don't know. I'm not putting the movie
That's
down.
what
It's
it
a
was,
great
Rick.
movie.
A tiger in a boat?
Tiger in a boat.
This is like snakes on a plane?
They separated
it's much
themselves.
more
They had
than
half the boat.
Oh.
It's much more than
one had the front and one had the back, and it was.
It's the copycat deal. Snakes on a plane,
Yeah.
tiger in a boat.
You watch all those weirdo movies. We're up against the clock. We're running along. We'll take a pause. We'll come
I'm
back.
tired of these.
You know snakes on a plane. We'll be back in about 2.5. Come back to Jack with us. Stay right there.
Sound Off 60 is brought to you by Tarver Ford in Sulphur. Give us a chance to earn your business. And by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at L'Auberge Casino Resort.
At Tarver Ford, when we do a truck sale, we do it big, like 10 grand off big.
Come see us today and take 10 grand off MSRP on brand new 2012 Ford F-150s, F-250s, and F-350s. Take your pick, then take $10,000 off MSRP, 11 grand off MSRP if you finance with Ford. Plus, 0% for 60 months is available, 0 for 60.
So come see us today at Tarver Ford off I-10 exit 21 in Sulphur.
When it comes to Miller time, battles aren't just fought by the man in the ring. They're shared by the men in his corner. It's not just a good time, it's Miller time.
Big Easy got the flavor, so easy to share. Always a crowd pleaser, easy to prepare. Big Easy, you always taste so good. You got Louisiana flavor, wrapped up so tight. Pick up some Big Easy foods tonight. Introducing Big Easy Foods in stores now.
All right, welcome back to Jack Daniels here at L'Auberge Casino. Coming up in a couple of segments, St. Louis soccer head coach Jason Ortling will bring the hardware on, talk about the Saints' record, unprecedented 4th straight soccer state championship. We'll do that and more later on in the show. Big news, it's back again. I mean, the back-to-back, it's like back-to-back Grand Slam home runs when it comes to entertainment at Jack Daniels.
Yes.
Coming up, the Chiwis, Bag of Donuts,
that's
the Molly Ringwalds.
That's your group right there.
Back-to-back
parties.
Well, it's at the pool, but it's not the pool party.
Yeah, but I mean, they're regulars.
They are, Scooter.
It's kind of a prelude to the big pool parties coming up here at L'Auberge. March 28th, the Chiwis around the pool. On March 29th, latter part of the month, of course, Bag of Donuts. And March 30th, the Molly Ringwalds. Tickets are $5, general admission. You can't beat it.
Beat that.
$5 back to back.
You know, the
to
weather
back.
would be nice.
Let me just say,
Chiwis, Bag of Donuts,
just
and Molly
on top
Ringwalds.
of that, for the pool party, we can't announce the name at this point right now, but
then why are you talking about
it?
it?
We will probably have the largest attendance ever for one of the pool parties, which we're going to have here ever. I'm just going to say that. I'm just going to put that out there.
Well,
Jimmy Buffett, huh?
We will have the largest attendance ever.
Did he confirm Jimmy Buffett?
I did not say that. I did not say that.
All right.
We will have the largest attendance ever here.
We will keep you informed.
Yes.
When they let us know, we'll let you know
I'm
at
putting it out
LeBair's
there.
You
Casino.
gonna tell me?
I'm putting it out
When we
there.
go on commercial break, you gonna tell me?
I'm putting it out there. I'm not saying nothing.
He's
I'm
not.
putting it out
He's
there.
going to be hard. He's not saying it. Let's
I'm
talk
telling-
NFL Combine.
Can we get the exclusive on it?
Moving on
when
to
you
NFL
do that?
Combine.
Yeah, there we go. Look, let me ask you point blank serious question. I think it's a serious question. All right. All this news about Manti Te'o, Notre Dame linebacker, we won't relive the story, the catfishing, the online hoax, the dude that was in love with him. It's crazy. All right. You got Manti Te'o still continuing to answer those questions. Eventually, it'll run out of steam.
Yeah.
I guess.
Which
he's going to be drafted.
Which it should have by now.
Okay,
I mean,
he's
it's
going to have
over.
to
It's
deal
done.
with whatever city he goes
I
to.
mean,
But
if they think that he can play football, why would they possibly care about the internet girlfriend? I mean, he didn't hurt anybody. He didn't rob anybody.
That's right.
He didn't test positive for anything.
Right. And that's kind of the basis of my point.
Why would they care about that?
Listen to me. The basis of my point is when you talk about getting quality character people, now that I think all the details are out, and he wasn't
And you bring
involved.
up a good point, though,
He
Rick, and I'm gonna
wasn't
tell you why.
involved. He
And I'm gonna
wasn't
tell you why.
involved, but he
I'm
was
still
hoaxed.
skeptical of
He
his
was,
story,
look,
but-
he, you know, I don't believe that. I think he was hoaxed. I think he was
Nobody
very,
got
very
hurt.
naive. But anyway, here's my point. You've got a Manti Te'o, all right, with this bit of a baggage. But then you've got this all-star linebacker, all SEC from Georgia, Alec Ogletree. We just saw him on the Combine video. Ran a faster 40, did more reps, got a better body, better, really, maybe even a better overall resume.
Yeah.
But, and I'm not denigrating Ogletree, but he had a DUI.
Right.
He's had some
Right.
on-field issues.
Right.
What's more serious than the risk-reward question seems to weigh in favor of a Te'o versus an Ogletree? I'm not saying the kid hadn't.
No question.
can get
I
better.
don't
You
think
bring
they
the point
care
up-
about either one.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, well,
Really?
all right, if you've got this
Let me-
Georgia guy and you think he's dead even, you know, with a Boy Scout, yeah, you take the Boy Scout. But
Okay.
if you think the Georgia guy's
Right,
the
I'm with
better
Scooter.
football player, you're going to take
I'm with
the Georgia
Scooter.
guy.
Rick, let me tell you
I
something.
don't know.
Rick.
Day and age
Rick, let
of
me
the
tell you something.
NFL.
Rick,
Remember the Dallas Cowboys situation. Go ahead.
20
Yeah,
years
but
ago,
they
Rick,
never learn.
20 years
Yeah,
ago, it
you're
hadn't
right.
changed, Rick. It is what it is, even when I went to the Combine. Rick, they're sent there, the coaches from around the league, to do one thing, and that's observe talent. That other
No, I
stuff.
think you're wrong.
Well,
I think you're wrong.
A little more to
They
it.
are
Why do
getting
they
into the
have-
head.
Why do they have those in-depth?
It
They
is.
are
It
getting
is.
into the head.
It is, but let me tell you what. Let me tell you what, guys. Those tests are all fine when they sit you down and one-on-one and all that stuff to see where you at. That's all fine. But like what Scooter said just a minute ago, if you got two guys that's dead even, Rick, and you've got one that's got a DUI and one that's got whatever, I don't know what you want to call it.
A non-DUI.
Yeah. And if he's
Boy
a
Scout medal.
Yeah, Boy Scout medal. And if that guy is just by that much of a better athlete, I mean, what's the difference in you saying, well, he's a much better kid, but I think this kid here can grow into be a much better athlete with coaching. Rick, you're gonna
So you take the Boy Scout. Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I think you're wrong,
That's
Kevin.
not what I'm
I
saying,
think you're
because,
wrong.
Rick, at the end of the day, Rick, you want a person that's going to be able to have a difference maker in your
You got to keep him on the
performance.
field.
You do,
If he
Rick.
has a
You do.
history of problems, those problems
Rick.
may come back.
But, Rick, and
it's a risk reward. I'm not saying
Yes,
they
it is.
will in
But,
Ogletree. Hopefully he has learned.
Can you imagine the number of people that are playing in the NFL right now that have gotten into things right now that we don't even know about, that are star athletes? Can you
Yeah.
imagine the number?
Yeah.
You probably couldn't even fathom that number, Rick.
Probably
It's-
not.
It's huge. But
Probably
the
not.
thing is, Rick,
Ogletree missed a few games at Georgia.
He
too.
did. He missed
I
like
mean,
4 games. Was it this year? He
yeah,
missed
the
games
first
this
4,
year.
I
He
believe.
missed
guys,
games this year.
We've seen it before, and it's happened coming out of college. I mean, who was a factor that got into trouble all the time? Randy Moss. Randy Moss was a problem child. You took a chance on him. I'm just
Was he a
saying it
problem?
happens,
Was
Rick.
he a problem
He was
child
a
at
problem
Marshall?
child.
I
Yes,
don't
he was-
remember
he
him
was-
being a problem at Marshall.
Randy
But
was a
anyway,
problem child. He had some issues.
what was the running back from Ohio State?
Oh, I can't think of the name.
Colette-
He had
what's
all the
his name?
guns.
The
The guy had the
freshman.
guns.
Clary.
Had the guns and stuff.
Claret.
Claret.
Maurice Claret.
That's right.
Claret. Yeah. Yeah, but you're carrying
Poster
guns.
child.
You're carrying guns. Come on.
Poster child.
What are you? Who's coming after you? You got. I mean, you got
Poster
automatic
child.
weapons.
What I'm saying, I
Who's
think you're
coming
wrong.
after
I
you?
think today's NFL, they are getting into the head. They are looking at character. They are looking at your background. And I'm not saying this to defend Manti
They might
Te'o.
drop you around, but it ain't going to keep you out of the
No. I didn't
I
say
agree.
that. I didn't say that. I'm saying when you start
And then-
comparing,
and Rick,
comparing, do you
let
go
me
with
say
Manti
this.
Te'o or do you go with an Ogletree?
Let me say this. Well, that's going to determine as to the team and as
Their
to what
need.
they need.
They need.
Exactly.
Yeah, their
But,
needs.
Rick, I still say when you look at the overall picture, that's tough. I think to a degree when you look at talent versus what you've gotten into, I think there's a mindset to say, you know what, maybe we can change this kid.
And don't you
have to
think,
look at what the coaches
don't
are
you
looking
think
at.
this is going to play a role
but
they start looking at Tyrann Mathieu?
Yeah,
in
will.
tomorrow or later this week.
They're going to come.
It has to.
And you know, as long as we're talking about Honey Badger, who doesn't want to be called Honey Badger anymore, don't blame
Good
him.
thing.
Yeah.
But if they decide that he can play in the NFL, they're not going to worry about what all happened at LSU.
I agree with Scooter.
They will take it.
Because Rick,
They'll take him, but what I'm saying, it will be a factor in the decision.
But it was really funny to me to read all these deals about he was a sure first-round draft pick before he threw it all away at LSU.
No, his size kept him down.
I mean,
no, his size.
To me, I mean,
he was
to
a playmaker.
Me, he is the most fun defensive player college I've ever watched.
Let me tell you something.
Let me finish.
Ever?
Yeah. Just this unique ability to make play after play after play when he was usually the smallest guy on the field.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he is like a Doug Flutie type quarterback in college.
Yeah.
They wondered if his college skills translated to the pros. He was not a pure lockdown cornerback. They kind of invented a position for him.
Okay.
Let me tell you.
Not the best ever you've ever seen, but you said the most fun.
That's the most fun to watch.
And I'm going to tell you the reason why. The one coach that exposed him was Nick Saban because he knew. Nick had been to that level to know how you could attack him and get to him.
But he did not have good games the two games against Alabama last
and you're
year.
right, and that's why because Nick knew how to expose him.
Before we go to break,
Rick, the thing is, when you look at a Tyrann, he's not going to be for everybody. There may be 4 teams, maybe 2 teams that probably can use what this kid does.
They've got to
That's
look
what you look
at, and they've got to look at all the LSU film, all
everybody's
the
gonna need him.
thousands of big plays he made, and figure out, is there a role for him in their defense? You know, what is he actually going to do in their defense?
He's definitely going to be a nickel package. He's going to be a nickel package.
He made plays.
He made plays.
He did.
On the college level.
He did.
And even on the SEC level. That doesn't mean he can make those same number of plays and kind of plays in the NFL.
But let me say this, though. You're playing against the same people that's playing in the NFL.
Yeah, that's true.
Not every week, though. Not every week. I think you're kidding yourself on that front. All right, we're against the clock. All right, we're going to talk St. Louis Saints soccer coming up next. We'll take a break from the combine. I do want to get back to it.
Yeah,
I do want to get back to
Tyrann
Mathieu and the quarterback situation and a few other things when it comes to the NFL. Saints free agent news as well. We'll do that and more. But coming up next is high school soccer in the St. Louis dynasty already in the making. When we come back to Jack Daniels, stay right here.
Sound Off 60 is presented by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at L'Auberge Casino Resort and by Tarver Ford, Beglis Parkway in Sulphur.
Get your free American Press app today. It's all at your fingertips. News, sports, advertising, entertainment, and video delivered through your Apple or Android mobile device. Capture the informative power of the American Press, Southwest Louisiana's premier source for news and advertising. Get your American Press app today. Download it for free through your iTunes or App Store. You'll love the look and feel of our newest digital offering. The app flawlessly delivers the local news most important to you in a new, striking layout. Get your American Press app today.
When Miller time is on the line, friends don't choose sides. They root for the victory that they all get to share in together. It's not just a good time, it's Miller time.
Choosing your doctors and healthcare professionals is an important and personal decision, and one that you should feel totally comfortable with. Hello, I'm Dr. Trisa Guidry, and I'd like to welcome you to our clinic, where your health and well-being is our top priority. I'm a board-certified OBGYN and a graduate of LSU. My dedicated staff and I would like to invite you to call for a consultation and appointment. You will experience the trust, comfort, and medical treatments you deserve. We are Dr. Trisa Guidry.
So Philip, you guys have been here for 3 years. I see the blue tags everywhere. How's it going?
Oh, we've made great progress, Judd. We've got people coming from Westlake to Quincy, Hackberry, Vinton, even coming across the bridge in Lake Charles, Moss Bluff, and Iowa. It's not that far, and we really are having a great time serving them and seeing people respond to us.
So Todd, give me an example of what you got going on here.
Well, Joe, we got a $299 a month lease on the F-150 crew cab, and as always, complimentary lifetime oil changes. We've got a great group of people here working real hard to serve our customers.
So come see us at Tarver Ford, exit 21 in Sulphur.
All right, welcome back to LaBerge and Jack Daniels. Speaking of Jack, it's Get Your Country On coming up. Yeah, really. Coming up, starting in April, every Friday they're going to have country bands here at Jack Daniels. And it's like $10 a ticket. Starts April 5th. Jackson Taylor and the Sinners.
Yeah.
I guess when it comes to country music, you got sinners and then you got non-sinners.
Right.
But anyway, it's country music at Jack Daniels starting April 5th every Friday for a good long time. They call it Get Your Country On.
Okay.
Okay? All right. Jason Orderling from the St. Louis Saints soccer program, AD and head soccer coach, will join us in the next segment. We're going to continue with our thought in regards to our conversation about the NFL Combine and such.
Let's do that.
LSU's Kiki Mingo, also linebacker Kevin Minter, did some drills, saw some stuff. The way these guys move without pads, it's amazing.
It is.
Great footwork, great speed. Mingo obviously is not going to be a down defensive end in the NFL. He's got to play linebacker, and with that kind of size and speed.
Maybe in a 4-3.
Yeah, he needs to put a little more weight on.
Yeah. Interesting, I'm always interested in the quarterback situation. I saw an interview with Geno Smith from West Virginia. Now, he played against LSU. Was it last year?
The year before last.
The year before last. He was a leading Heisman candidate.
For the first 3 games.
They kind of went and, you know, up and
when
down.
they were rolling over everybody, and then when they lost 6 in a row, they went out to win.
Big guy, feels very well spoken, very intelligent, came across, I can adjust my game, I want run, pass, you know, good touch, good arm, that whole thing. Now he appears to be the #1 quarterback prospect. He elevated himself even beyond
but I mean, when you think about it.
But now there's some question, though, is if any quarterback's going to get taken early.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I was reading a good point yesterday somewhere.
Yeah.
That if one of the first 9 picks doesn't take a quarterback, the next, like, 20 picks don't need a quarterback.
I know.
Yeah. And they're going after what they need.
This could be interesting.
And
this is and you know, with Barkley at USC with the shoulder, not being able to throw, talking about late March, he doesn't have great arm strength. He's very accurate and he's very smart. He is going to be. I think he's going to be a successful NFL quarterback. I don't think he's going to come in like a Russell Wilson and start right off the bat. I doubt it very seriously.
But I think you know what, guys? And when you look at the last 2 that came out, you know, RG and Luck, you don't expect that to happen again. You know, those were 2 guys that just, you know, you find guys that come around every now and then.
You forget about Tannehill and Wilson. No, Wilson elevated himself.
Russell Wilson.
And Ryan Tannehill has done very well down in Miami.
I think they're redoing his contract. If you guys
I think
ESPN, I think
Speaking of, I'm stretching. I know I'm going out on the limb here. I'm following up your thoughts on Johnny Manziel. There's 2 or 3 years out. And I'm all for it. But now, you know, you looked at him last year, Heisman Trophy, freshman.
I got an answer for you.
The belief now is he is, again, following the path of an RG3, following the path, really, of a Russell Wilson.
No.
He is a legitimate NFL quarterback.
No, not yet. Not yet.
The experts say he is.
Give me 1 more year. Give me 1 more year.
You want to see him for 1 more year?
I'm going to tell you why. If you give Nick Saban, if they would have played.
Back to Nick Saban. Jesus, everything's centered around Nick Saban.
I tell you how you beat a guy like Johnny.
Used to be Orangeburg.
I tell you how you beat a guy like Johnny. You give me enough time to look at him and just find out the little things that he does, his little things that he do a little bit. You know,
tendencies, his strength.
Go ahead. You know
so you're saying, well, Les Miles beat Manziel.
No.
So
but listen,
Les is smarter than Nick.
No.
Good catch there. Good catch there.
Scooter. But what I'm saying is, guys, when you get coaches around the country that's going to have some film on this kid, they're going to be like,
They had plenty of film and a month to prepare for him for the bowl, and he gained 9,000 yards against Oklahoma.
He is a unique talent.
Against Oklahoma.
He is a unique talent.
Against Oklahoma. I mean, look how bad they beat him, Scooter. Come on now. I mean, I don't think that was the
You
next
need
year.
another year. Is it? No.
That's when I'm going to say, give me one more year.
With his stature.
Give
is
me
he
one
a
more year.
legitimate NFL quarterback right now?
I don't
of what
think
you've seen
so.
in the NFL.
I don't think so.
I disagree.
I'm with
I
Studer.
disagree.
Rick, give me one more year, and then after this year, if he performs the same or better, hey, that boy's good.
Time will
but
tell.
But right now, you know when something new
tell.
comes on, I mean, look, there's going to be people that's going to, I mean, RG3 will not come back being the same guy that he did, not because of the injury, but because of what he did. He caught a lot of people off guard, Rick. They didn't know how fast he was. They didn't know how quick he was. But now you've got teams saying, okay, we got to get ready for this kid. He can still, he can go.
Well, you know, even though he was a freshman, he's eligible for the draft after next year.
Yeah.
He redshirted.
Yeah.
He did.
Look, I was skeptical
Give me
too.
one more
I
year.
still
Give me
am
one more
to
year.
a certain degree because of his size. I think he is probably 5'11" to 6 foot.
He's 6 foot. He's 6 foot.
All right, he's not a very big
small
guy.
on the
He
field.
does
Yeah,
look
but he's
small.
6
They list him as 6'1".
Yeah, he's 6.
You know.
No, I think he's a legitimate 6 feet.
He's on the smaller side.
Yeah.
Doggone it, Russell Wilson is bulky, but he's 5'11".
Russell Wilson, but
he's
Russell
5'11".
Wilson, he's a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
But he's bulky.
I mean, you look at Breeze. I mean, let's not get into size. I mean, size.
Johnny
we're not worried about size.
Manziel, you're
I want to see him.
I can't believe.
I want to see him perform one more year.
I understand that, but you're talking about mobility. This guy is
Yeah,
the epitome of mobility.
He is. He's a great player.
Yeah.
But it is. Does what he does that translate in the NFL?
I'm just saying.
I don't know that he has actually
know,
a great arm just to drop back and throw it.
You know how I love
after he
mobile
scrambles
quarterbacks.
around and
you
gets
know
people wide open. Yeah.
You know how I love mobile quarterbacks.
Yeah.
You know that.
And he's
but
mobile.
Well, he's
I need
mobile.
one more year. Give me one more year.
I'm just saying.
Give me one more
He
year.
wasn't at the Daytona 500 that Hans was looking at, but I think he appeared at the Oscars. I think somewhere in the balcony, Johnny Manziel. He's a fun-loving guy.
Yeah, Johnny's everywhere.
He's a fun-loving guy. All right, we're up against the clock. All right, we're going to talk St. Louis soccer coming up in the next segment. So stay right here. The hardware is here, and the titles are coming with it. Stay right here.
We are worldwide, 365 and 24/7 at soundoff6002513.
Sound Off 60 is presented by Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at L'Auberge Casino Resort and by Tarver Ford Sulphur. Back after this break.
It's not just a good time, it's Miller time.
Fly the blimp, too much hot air. Race announcer, same thing there. Wouldn't get a word in with you know who. Just get down on the track and do what you do. Slide down in my seat, pull the belts tight. Get up on the wheel and let the dust fly. Napa know-how.
Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. We've got trophies galore, titles galore. St. Louis Saints head soccer coach Jason Ortling has so kindly joined us a couple days after winning your unprecedented 4th straight. Congratulations, Coach. 10th overall for the program, another state title in high school boys soccer. Narrow it down. What's the key? How do you keep winning?
Well, I
you
think
score more goals than the opponent. I know about
everybody now, Coach.
I think every year those kids they know that they have big shoes to fill, but they want to fill them. And I think when you have a bunch of motivated kids that, you know, sometimes it's almost motivated by they don't want to be the ones to not win. You know, so you know, I think this group is a perfect example of that because we had to replace a lot of kids from last year, and yet they were so motivated every day, going hard at practice, and as the season went on, grew in confidence, and you saw what happened on Saturday.
But y'all must feel like you've got a target on your back now when you go around the state, though.
everywhere we go. But, I mean, that's the great thing is that we play the best competition at the beginning of the season anyway. And then when you play that competition and they even kind of get up for you, you know that you're going to get their best, and it forces you to either, you know, sink or swim. And at the beginning of the season, we kind of took a few knocks along the way, but the kids kept on working hard and knew that it was going to make them better at the end.
Coach, we talked about it earlier, being able to have that talent, but just being able to reload every year. And it's got to be something that you've got to feel good about, to know that you've got kids that want to participate and not want to be that group that doesn't win it. What do you think that keeps them motivated each year to look at that trophy and say, hey, let's go for 2014? What does it? Because, I mean, Coach, everybody has got to look at that saying, unbelievable.
Well, like I said, you know, they're motivated and they don't want to be the ones to end up losing. But I think it's also they just, you know, they take so much pride in the game of soccer and they enjoy the game of soccer. And that's the great thing about St. Louis because of our tradition. You know, the school and the community really supports the soccer program. And you don't get that at every school. So when you're a high school kid and you know that people are going to be at your games, it's not going to just be your parents, but it's going to be your friends and your girlfriend and everybody else to support you. I think that also carries over and makes you play a little bit harder as well.
I agree.
St. Louis soccer head coach Jason Ortling has joined us to talk about their unprecedented fourth straight Division II state soccer championship in the state of Louisiana. Do the math for me, Coach. Is this the first group of seniors that have won every year that they have been there?
Yes.
I never looked at it that way, Rick.
Right.
I mean, they've won 4 straight, so they've never lost.
Correct. That's what we were talking about. This group of seniors never lost a playoff game over the last 4 years. And,
are you serious?
And it, you know, it's the fourth in a row for us, but it's the first time it's ever been done in the state at all. So it's incredible to imagine all the teams that have come.
You missed
past.
that. You missed that. See, that was a quote you could have used in your column. Did you miss that?
What?
Huh? 4 seniors win it 4 years in a row.
Well, I mean, if you do the math, Kevin, you're in high school for 4 years.
Yeah, but I'm saying
if you win 4 in a row,
I
was
wanted
to make sure.
But you don't know if those fresh. I mean, it could have been other kids from.
Okay,
you know,
no secret. I'm not the most well-versed guy in soccer, but have you had to adjust from year to year, or is there a St. Louis style of play that goes year after year after year? And what would that be to people that do know soccer better than I do?
I think you do have to adjust year to year depending on the kids that you have, but we also have a style. You know, it's kind of like every year you want to change things up or do something different to make it interesting, but then again you kind of fall back into the things that work and the things that work well, and we have a way of, you know, we're gonna work harder than any other team, and we're going to be physical, and we're going to be real aggressive. You know, we're not like Barcelona where we're going to pass the ball 100 times before we score. You know, I kind of have that, you know, that football mentality where, you know, there's the goal and we're going to get after it and we're going to go at it as quick as we can and fast as we can. And I think that we have, you know, that style of play carries over offensively and defensively where, you know, we really, you know, hang our hat on our defense, and that's always going to be what's going to be our, you know, foundation is, you know, solid defense and then be aggressive on offense.
So, Coach, having kids, do you start them at a very young age? I mean, these kids that you've been watching for quite some time that you say will eventually turn into great soccer players? I mean, is it kids that you recruit when they get there and say, hey, I want you to come out for soccer? How exactly does that work for us? Are you finding that type of talent year in and year out?
Usually the kids that come to St. Louis know that they want to, you know, play soccer. And the great thing about this year's team and every year's team, you know, we have a soccer camp over the Easter break and we have a soccer camp over the summer. These kids have been going to St. Louis soccer camp since they were 4 years old, you know, and their brothers or their sisters have been part of the program. And that's what makes it great is that, you know, I think it's great when you can kind of compare who has the most rings along the way, whether it be with the girls or with the boys. And I remember them, you know, as little kids, you know, being at soccer camp, and then to see them finally wear that orange and blue is incredible.
Yeah. Jason, congratulations on another title. 4th straight, 10th for the program. Let's shift gears a little bit. You're the athletic director for St. Louis High School. You're the head soccer coach. You also work with the football program as assistant coach. So you're all across, your stamp, if you will, is all across that athletic department. The question and controversy over private and state or state playoffs and postseason, splitting private away from public. We've spent a couple of shows on this issue. It's still not a settled or dead issue, if you will. Where do you stand in regards to coming from St. Louis High School, a private Catholic school? Do you support the move to split, or would you like?
Now, it's only for football.
Only for football.
Only for football. You're right, Scooter.
Yes.
Well, you know, as far as we are, you know, St. Louis is a Catholic school, and yes, we can get kids from different areas, but 95% of our kids are coming from private Catholic schools their whole lives.
Right. Yeah.
You know, so to me, that's just like a kid living in a certain area or a certain place that's been in that school zone their whole life. So, you know, we don't like it. We think that diversity.
You don't like the split.
We don't want the split.
Okay.
We like things the way that they are.
Right.
We like the fact that I think it teaches our kids diversity. I think that, you know, you're segregating schools by doing that. And in all reality, I know that a lot of this, you know, you can say what you want, but it's been brought up by Evangel or John Curtis or some of these powerhouses. Well, we're going down to 3A, and John Curtis and Evangel are going up to 3A this year. When that first happened, we thought of it as a challenge. You know, we didn't, you know, get mad because Evangel and John Curtis were coming in, and we thought that, you know, well, now we can't win. To me, that was a challenge, and I don't think some schools are all, you know, they're not all thinking of it that way. They're thinking of, it's almost like, what's the only way that we can win a state championship? Well, to do it, we almost have to kick everybody out because we think it's unfair, and I don't think that's the right thing to do.
Well, do you see any kind of compromise being reached? I know there's been even some talk of the private schools either suing or breaking away and starting their own association.
Well, we've had a few meetings as private schools. I'm hoping that there's going to be cooler heads that prevail, and in some way we're able to figure this out and keep everything together, because I think the last thing we would want to do is separate and form our own association. But I also know that there's people that are a lot more upset about it than we are. You know, there's people in the New Orleans area and Baton Rouge area that, you know, are really upset, and they're ready to leave the association now. And I think, you know, the first thing that we're going to try to do is try to come up with a compromise. But it looks, you know, there's also some people that I know that don't want to hear of any compromise. So I'm hoping that, you know, that there can be something reached over the spring and before the playoffs start and before football begins in August.
Coach, I'll be real short, and I'm a firm believer of it, and I've always been taught this. To be the best, you got to beat the best. And two, this is all about the kids. You know, this shouldn't be at a point now where we're making decisions that's going to have an impact on kids that just love to play the game. I'm not worried if you're 3A, 4A, 5A. If we're going to play, let's play, and may the best person, may the best man win, and we'll go from there. That's me, because I can't say much about it, but that's just me.
I agree, and I know the reason why I'm here is, you know, to talk about a bunch of state championships, but if that's all that we were trying to teach our kids to do at St. Louis, then I'd be doing a horrible job. You know, it's not always about winning a state championship. It's about rounding those young men into becoming great parts of society and fathers and husbands. And, you know, state championships are great, but what they become because of the hard work that they do, that's the most important thing. And it seems like, you know, now we're measuring things on wins and losses instead of what we're creating, you know, what we're developing as kids.
Let me interject, Coach, in regards to how do you respond to the public side of the equation that says the private schools can alter their curriculum, alter their rules, do whatever they want to do to get kids in, be it from outside area or keep them eligible. And the other half of that is the aspect of, and the question of recruiting, of bringing in select type of athletes for football now, because this only pertains to football. How do you respond to the public side of that says it does indeed go on?
Well, I know that I'm sure it goes on, but it also goes on in schools throughout the state. It doesn't have anything to do with just select schools or just non-select schools or private and public and all that. So I don't think that really, you know, has a lot of weight to it because I think that there's recruiting that goes on throughout. And to me, you know, that's part of the school. If that's what the school is all about, then that's probably a school that, you know, is not someone we would want to send our kids to anyway. But in Calcasieu Parish, you have great schools, private and public, and, you know, I wish that, you know, everything would stay the same, because I think that we learn a lot from, you know, the different schools, and to be able to segregate or keep away, you know, one group or the other, I think is just not very good.
Great insight. We're going to leave it there. Thank you for coming. Congratulations on your 4th state soccer championship, 10th overall. You got a dynasty going there.
Yes.
Now you got to win 4 more in a row. All right?
That's it. No problem.
Jason Orling from St. Louis High School.
Keep it up, and they're going to split soccer out of it.
Yeah. Watch it. Watch it. We'll be back in about 2. Come back to Jack with us.
Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at L'Auberge Casino Resort, home of Sound Off 60, and Tarver Ford in Sulphur. Give us a chance to earn your business. Round 5 with the boys coming up.
At Tarver Ford, when we do a truck sale, we do it big, like 10 grand off big.
Come see us today and take 10 grand off MSRP on brand new 2012 Ford F-150s, F-250s, and F-350s. Take your pick, then take $10,000 off MSRP, 11 grand off MSRP if you finance with Ford. Plus, 0% for 60 months is available, 0 for 60.
So come see us today at Tarver Ford, off I-10 exit 21 in Sulphur.
Get your free American Press app today. It's all at your fingertips. News, sports, advertising, entertainment, and video delivered through your Apple or Android mobile device. Capture the informative power of the American Press, Southwest Louisiana's premier source for news and advertising. Get your American Press app today. Download it for free through your iTunes or App Store. You'll love the look and feel of our newest digital offering. The app flawlessly delivers the local news most important to you in a new, striking layout. Get your American Press app today.
What is it about Luxair cooling products that deliver the comfort you've been wishing for? Is it their energy-saving performance? Those super cozy moments with loved ones? Or perhaps it's that great feeling you get in helping those wishing for a little comfort of their own? For over a decade, we've been helping deliver hope, strength, and joy to Make-A-Wish children and families at a time when they need it most. Find out how Luxair home comfort products will make you feel really good this season. Luxair, the comfort you've been wishing for.
All right, welcome back to Jack Daniels at L'Auberge Casino, Sound Off 60. We're well beyond the midway point. Guidry is still with us, feeling a bit under the weather, but he comes in off the bench and he's a yeoman.
But that's what Coach Arnsparger always said about me. You always give it your best.
Get a different coach to reference. It's Saban and
Arnsparger told me about you.
Arnsparger and Saban. Jeez.
Oh, I love Bill. I love him.
All right.
I just love him.
Speaking of loving, I love Shrimp Creole about this time of the year, and I love Big Easy Foods Shrimp Creole. You can buy it across Southwest Louisiana in 12-ounce servings. It's microwavable. I don't know if I made that word up. It could very well be in Webster's.
It could be.
I think it is.
It sounds good.
It sounds good to me. Market Basket, Walmart's, Kroger, Albertsons, Missy's, all across grocery in Southwest Louisiana and beyond. Because if you live out of the area, go to BigEasyFoods.com and you get turducken, you can get stuffed hams, you get stuffed everything, and I'm sure you can order these frozen meals and they're ready to go. Shrimp Creole is the dinner for tonight. It would be great indeed.
But the way the weather is now, that sounds perfect.
Oh, I'm telling you, made right here in Southwest Louisiana in Lake Charles. You can't beat it. It's great eats, as they say. All right. Combine talk. We talk about Tyrann Mathieu really going to be center of attention to a degree in the next couple of days. You call them the speed guys. They're going to get
skill
more,
guys.
Skill guys, speed guys. We've been running with a lot of the big offensive tackles, defensive tackles, and linebackers. Now we've done some quarterback work at Indianapolis. This is important work. This is important work. But I've been watching some of the coverage, and you know this can drag on. I mean,
it can.
And you don't want to be a defensive coordinator in the NFL and doze off.
I gotta say, I was flipping around, and I guess the NFL Network is like.
Yeah, they're there.
Wire to wire on this thing all day long.
That's the NFL Network.
I watched about 15 or 20 minutes of it yesterday, I guess it was. And I'm sitting there thinking, if somebody sat here and watches this all day long, You know, they really need to think about getting a light.
No doubt.
But it gets a little bit more fun now when you get to your skill guys, your wide receivers and your defensive backs,
How?
your running backs.
Are they going to tackle?
No. It's just that the skill set is much more exciting to watch.
No, it isn't. It's
yes,
track.
it is.
I think it is.
Track.
No,
I think it's boring.
I like to see the quarterback. I like to watch
different drills and stuff, and you're seeing how much more of skill set these guys have versus your linebackers, your tight ends.
Have you seen any of it?
Yes.
Would you wear the little costumes they're wearing?
We had T-shirts.
Would you wear the little...
Oh, yeah, in a heartbeat.
They look like ballerinas, Kevin.
If you'd have seen what we had on...
What'd you run in? Cutoffs?
Look, they told us, bring your own shorts, we'll supply the shirt.
Oh, my God.
These guys have
what they're dressing these guys
No, I mean...
It's skin-tight clothes.
Yeah, but it's that Under Armour stuff.
Don't want wind resistance, dude. You got to be quick.
You're talking about to suit up each guy. You're looking at about $500 a plus to suit each guy. What?
Yeah.
We had a T-shirt.
Yeah. How times have changed. How times have changed.
I would love to have
anyway, next week I'm sure we'll get some news about Tyrann Mathieu and how he... Look, you guys are kidding yourself. You guys are kidding. Confetti all of a sudden in the studio here. You guys are kidding yourself.
From the Super Bowl, it's purple and gold.
Finally coming in from the dome. Again, let me repeat myself again. You're kidding yourself if you don't think that the troubles that Tyrann Mathieu has had at LSU has dropped him in the draft status.
Rick,
you're nuts if you don't believe
something.
That. It has.
When I was coming out,
it's dropped him at least around.
But
at least around.
No question.
I'm going to follow even what Scooter said. You know when that could have happened? That could have happened during the year before that even happened. Coaches are watching you year-round, Rick. It's not just one instant that's going to make that. The Alabama game exposed Tyrann. I'm telling you, it exposed him.
So what?
No, it didn't.
So what? Even if it did, he had a bad game. I'm saying the cumulative effect of his troubles.
Yes, I agree to that.
Well, if you're going to let a game like that define it, then T.O.'s not even going to get drafted.
He had a very bad game.
No, but
the entire Notre Dame
what I'm
defense.
saying, guys, we always knew that he was going to be a special kid, having to be put into a special situation.
Course,
we knew that.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. That didn't. I mean, that. You know.
Well, I think more than the questions about him, though, it was just that he did not have this season to show he could duplicate what he had done the year before.
That's right. That's right.
And you're right.
I
that's
agree with
have
you
an
on that
effect on him.
I agree with you. And that's my point. He got in trouble, and then he gets arrested again at some apartment with Jordan Jefferson. Knucklehead factor, you know. So, anyway, that's. We'll see. I wish him the best of luck.
But you know what?
I wish him the best. I think he can probably be a great guy. I think he's probably a great guy.
And you say, how do you assess talent like Trenton Holiday? Nobody thought this kid would even touch on the field after leaving LSU. Seriously.
Well, the Houston Texans had him.
Yeah.
The Houston Texans had him.
I don't know. When you got speed like that,
somebody's going to... That's my point, Scooter. Yeah. That's my point.
And look, was Holiday drafted? I don't think.
No, he wasn't.
I think
he wasn't. He was a free agent. He was a free agent.
I don't think he was drafted.
If back to Johnny Manziel, if Doug Flutie can make somewhat of an impact in the bygone era of the NFL, which that era was mostly the big guys standing in the pocket, then a Johnny Manziel can have an impact. Time will tell.
One more year.
I know, you're back to the one more year. Up against the break. When we come back, we're going to try, the lovely ladies here at LaBerge are going to try to stop the wise guys. We'll talk McNeese basketball and baseball, maybe a little LSU baseball. They lose, but okay, it's baseball. That and more when we come back. Stay right here.
Sound Off 60 is presented by Tarver Ford Sulphur. Give us a chance to earn your business. And by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort.
Philip, you guys have been here for 3 years. I see the blue tags everywhere. How's it going?
Oh, we've made great progress, Judd. We've got people coming from Westlake, DeQuincy, Hackberry, Vinton, even coming across the bridge in Lake Charles, Moss Bluff, and Iowa. It's not that far, and we really are having a great time serving them and seeing people respond to us.
So, Todd, give me an example of what you got going on here.
Well, Joe, we got a $299 a month lease on the F-150 crew cab, and as always, complimentary lifetime oil changes. We've got a great group of people here working real hard to serve our customers.
So come see us at Tarver Ford, exit 21 in Sulphur.
Miller time. You won't find it on any clock or specific time zone. Miller Time isn't so much about when as it is about who. It's about the friends you go to bat for, the ones who'll be there when they say they will. Even if being there means crossing state lines with no questions asked. Because guys that leave nobody behind deserve a beer that leaves no taste behind. And with great friends and a great tasting light beer, it's not just a good time, it's Miller Time.
Welcome back to Jack Daniels. The lovely ladies of LaBerge are here. We are the ugly wise guys. They are the beautiful ladies. We will not be stumped. We're on a roll.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You was tough last week. Actually, you lost one last week.
We missed a half of one.
Yeah. No,
it was a half
because
of one.
he kept saying
Dale for everything. Yeah.
For every question.
Finally, he got
and
one
you called him out on it, I remember.
Finally, he got
that was fun.
Yeah, finally, the last one he got right because it was
I
love Dale. Dale's my boy, man.
Haley's back with us, the feisty one.
Yes,
Ashley.
Yes.
Newbie, rookie at this?
Yes.
She's ready.
Yes.
All right, what we got? Haley, you're up next.
Here we go.
Okay. Okay, get ready, boys.
Here we go.
We're going back to the Oscars.
Ready?
I
might as well leave.
No. Honey Boo Boo. Honey Boo Boo.
Pick your
Life
name
of Pi.
for every
Life
answer.
of
Your
Pi.
life of
All right,
Pi.
guys, come on, be calm.
Here we go.
Come
Ready?
on. All right. Nick
Okay.
Saban, be calm.
Argo won the Oscar for Best Picture of the Year. Its director and star, Ben Affleck, won the Oscar as a co-producer. It was his second Academy Award. What work earned him his first Academy Award? I mean, his first Oscar, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Great movie. Great movie with his buddy Damon. It's about the real smart genius kid in Boston. Hunting. Something Hunting. Help me out.
Goodwill Hunting.
Goodwill Hunting.
Correct.
He wrote it.
Good job.
Very good.
I never thought I'd get one of these.
Good job, Ricky. Good
job.
job. All right.
All right, y'all ready?
Here we go, Ashley.
Okay. The city of Lake Charles had a huge connection to the year's Academy Awards. What is the link between the year's Oscar and Lake Charles?
Oh, come on.
Scooter, you should know that.
Come on.
Huh? Come on, Scooter.
Pardon?
Lincoln.
Yeah.
Written by
Tony
Kushner.
He wrote the screenplay.
Good job.
Yeah.
Very good.
Passed
Someone
away
said
was
it.
the
Very
Two
good.
for two, and I
Good.
didn't
Good job. All right.
See, we don't need to ask sports questions
Okay, I
every
know
week.
it.
You
I
guys
know
are
it.
good.
We try.
Okay,
We
ready?
watched it just a night ago.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino won an Oscar for Best Original Screenplay for his film Django Unchained. What film did he win his first Academy Award?
Pulp Fiction.
Great movie.
Correct.
Great
Great
That
movie.
was quick.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Really
What's
quick.
that?
John Travolta was menacing in that. All right, here we
Wasn't
go.
Samuel in that too?
Samuel L.
Yes, he was.
had the
They were
greatest
partners.
Hey, I
movie.
told
They
you.
were partners.
Samuel L.
we like to
Jackson
look.
kicked ass.
Yes,
we
he
like
did.
to be
Yes, he did.
bastions
Yes,
of
he did.
popular culture here too.
Yeah.
Not
We're
just
going to
sports.
talk about Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, but that was a
Last
heck of a
one.
film.
All right.
Bonus, I do believe.
Bonus.
Here we go.
Here we go. Of the 9 movies nominated for Best Picture, only one had a subplot dealing with sports. Name the film and the sports theme that
I
played a
just
key
saw it
part
over the
in the
weekend.
movie.
Silver Linings Playbook. The family they're just diehard Philadelphia Eagles fans. And his dad became a bookmaker in the movie. It's all about Philadelphia Eagles. They go to a game, get in a fight. Silver Linings.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Great
The whole
movie.
stadium erupts and all that.
It's a great, that was the only one that had
Where was Life of Pi?
Life of Pi.
Well, good thing you didn't pick it. You should have just said Dale Earnhardt again for everything.
Excellent. We were not stumped. Haley and Ashley, we appreciate it, ladies.
Great job.
Thank you very much. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Life of Pi.
I think Dale Earnhardt was in Smokey and the Bandit.
All right. Well, we were.
Oh man,
We
that
got
was good.
through that one.
That was good.
You got to go see. You got to go see
I have
the
to go see
Silver
that now,
Linings.
really.
It
Silver
is
Linings, I
a
have to
great
see
movie.
that.
All right. McNeese baseball. They're even out at 3-3. They
Yeah.
sweep Arkansas Pine Bluff. Great pitching. Not a whole lot of offense. But again, it's a work in progress.
Yeah, it
LSU
is.
loses to, was it BYU over the
BYU.
weekend? What was it? A 5-2, 5-3, 5-1?
9-4.
9-4, okay. And then they come back and beat up my
They
alma
beat
mater.
BYU and they split with BYU and beat South.
And they are, correct me if I'm wrong, top 5 ranked still, LSU?
Right at 5. And
Right at 5?
I think one of them they're 9.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
it
All right.
doesn't really matter right now.
Quick synopsis. Is this a team that LSU fans can watch and have a lot of faith in to be a postseason
I can
factor?
only put it this way because, I'm
School's never
cautioned
going to give you opinions about
on
baseball.
the past because they are such works in progress. People are going to have slumps,
Right.
hurt arms, whatever. I've seen nothing so far that leaves me to believe they can't be.
Right.
I mean, it looks like they've got the pieces.
Right. Yeah.
They're just people are not going to hit. If you're trying to compare LSU to the LSU teams of lore, it doesn't work.
No.
Yeah.
Nobody hits like that anymore.
No, nobody. McNeese basketball, big doubleheader, gentlemen, Thursday at Burton Coliseum. Oral Roberts.
Yeah.
I mentioned way back that I'm excited to see Oral Roberts in this conference. This is my first look at Oral Roberts up close and in person. Thursday night, women's play at about 5:30. The men follow 15 minutes after the women, roughly 7:45.
Going to be at that one.
This is a critical game with 3 or 4 conference games left. The Cowgirls need to win to keep maybe getting that top seed. And, of course, the Cowboys need to continue to win to get into the postseason tournament. They're pretty much in, but you got 4 games to go. You don't want to slouch and lose momentum. Oral Roberts on Thursday. And they lead the conference.
Yeah.
They lead the conference. So this could be an interesting matchup to say the least. And you never want to go into basketball and have to play like 4 games in 4 days.
Yeah.
Well, if you can get 1 or 2 days off and go in and only have to play 2 games, you talk about a big break. All right, that's going to wrap it up here from Jack Daniels. Many thanks to Jason Ortling for joining us. The St. Louis for their 4th championship. If you missed it, watch it on the rebroadcast. We spent half the interview with the Saints athletic director about the question and controversy over private versus public, and he had very insightful opinions and good insights in regards to what should be the focus for high school athletes and students nowadays. I really got a lot out of that. If you missed it, watch the rebroadcast. All right, that's going to wrap it up here at Jack. Thank you, gentlemen, for a great show. We'll see you next time, or we're going to see you at the games, everybody.
Sound Off 60 is presented by Tarver Ford in Sulphur. Give us a chance to earn your business. And by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort. Sound Off 60 airs on Suddenlink Cable Channel 60 Monday through Sunday nights, 9 p.m. and again Saturday and Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Sound Off 60 also airs throughout the week on Communicom Cable Channel 6 at 9 p.m. across Southwest Louisiana. Check your local listings. Post your questions and comments for the boys and access our website links at soundoff60.com.